Hi guys, welcome to another Clueless Drinker beer review. Don't know why I started off that way. Yeah, apologies about this right now. It's absolutely sweltering here in Germany. You'll be hearing that a lot over the coming year. Post today, I suppose, because I've become a whiny little bitch when it gets even a slight bit warm. I'm also a little bit of a whiny bitch because this is take 3, because I ran out of space. And I've sipped the beer, I've smelled it, I've looked at it. I've been really on point with my review for one of the very few times that I've done these, and I don't have the evidence to show you. So I'm nothing but a shill in the eyes of some people, I suppose, but I can assure you that even if I've ended up nearly drinking all of the beer and I do a beer review, I'm going to give you an honest play-by-play synopsis of the beer, even though synopsis isn't really the right word, I don't think. So, today we're going over to the Hofmark Brauerei here in Germany. Very prestigious family-owned brewery from what I can gather, and they were even included in Michael Jackson's Beer Hunter TV series, so link to that is down below. Had a couple of their beers and I've actually really quite enjoyed them. They've done a couple of collaborations with some of the craft beer, primarily craft breweries here in Germany that have been good. Their own beers are pretty damn good as well, very traditional for the most part. And they're also the guys who bring in some of the Brewdog and Thornbridge stuff. So yeah, I think they're traditional, but they're keeping up with the times, which I think is an important thing for Germany, because yeah, there's all this is the Reinheitsgebot out of date sort of argument and things like that. I'm slightly on the fence with this whole do we need the purity law, which I could say for a completely different video, so maybe look out for that one at some time in the future. Maybe I'll have a couple of people on the panel to talk about it. So anyway, the beer in question then is the Habe die Ähre, which is an unfiltered fest beer. And I believe that translates to have the spike or something along those lines. I could be completely wrong. But it would make sense because there's that little corn stem thing. I'm not sure what you'd call like a strand of corn, or is it just corn? I'm not too sure. A grain of corn, that's like the actual individual part, isn't it? Like corn plant? I'm not too sure, but I think that's what it could be. Referencing with that, but yeah, clocking in at 5.9%, and it's yeah, it's an unfiltered fest beer. Ingredients are barley malt, water, hops and yeast. It doesn't go into detail about them, which is a shame because I do like it when breweries actually tell you what ingredients they have used in a beer. But you know, that's fairly standard for German breweries, I suppose, if they're not really overly craft. Not that it matters at the end of the day, because I'm sure you can look it up in some places. I'm not going to hold it against them or anything like that, but some beer reviewers may do. At least they're telling you the basic ingredients, and you've got a best before date, which is the 15th of the 11th, 2017. So, you know, you can't really be too angry at that. So, as you've guessed, beer's already in the glass. Well, I told you that I've already tasted the beer. Not about guesswork. If you're shocked at that, then yeah, why are you even watching in the first place? You should be going to a doctor. But yeah, look at that. Look how unfiltered and hazy that is. That is by far the haziest and murkiest looking fest beer that I've ever had. It almost has the look of like a double IPA or something like that. That's what it's singing to me. But yeah, lovely haze, lovely orangey browny copper hues in there. You can't see through it. There might be a little bit of a cloud of particulates in the middle. It almost has like a slight fruit juice look to it as well. It looks a bit more beer-like well, it does look beer-like, but you're not seeing it the same way that I am, which is always a shame with beer reviews. But yeah, very pretty looking beer indeed. So, as you can see, there's no head whatsoever, but when I did initially pour it, let's give it a bit of a swirl so you can see. I had it about one finger's worth of a slightly off-white, foamy, creamy looking head, like that mixture of foaminess and creaminess. Really, really nice. Nice lacing on the glass, and I'm using my Beer Deluxe glass, which I've still not worked out how big this glass is. And I've got to keep this unfunny and uninteresting running gag going throughout these videos whenever I use it, by the way. So yeah, very nice looking beer indeed. Was not what I was expecting when I poured it. So, on the aroma then. Slight American hop character, although it was really not amazingly vibrant or in your face when I first smelled it, but it was a lot more noticeable on the first sniff. Almost get like this slight Cascade, Mosaic, or even Simcoe sort of character coming from it. But now that it's settled down a little bit, you get that slightly earthy, almost maybe a Hallertauer hop coming through. I'm by no way anywhere near even like amateur level at detecting specific hops. You know, I'm the clueless drinker after all. Although I rarely should start like buying like little samples of hops and getting to know them, smelling them, see if I can get flavour profiles from them, so it's easier to detect and I can use that when I'm doing beer reviews. But my main thing is, I'll tell you what I'm getting, and if I find it's good, I'll give it a good score. I'll recommend it to you guys. I recommend all beers that I do, because I think you should always give something that you've not tried a go. I mean, aside from incest and bestiality, but you know, when it comes to like trying food and drink, give it a go for the most part. Anyway, incest and bestiality. But yeah, what else do I get on there then? Slight sort of like little prickly lime character, almost. You get that like fermented fruit aroma to it. A little bit of a slight yeasty character as well. Lovely sweet malt build, and I'm guessing from the appearance and the aroma that I'd say this is more along the lines of a Märzen style fest beer. But yeah, a really big surprise on the aroma. It's not what you expect at all, to be fair. But it still stays in with that sort of like fest beer Märzen style, for me anyway. Anyway, it smells good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. That's lovely. It's got this lovely smoothness to it, lovely hot bitterness on the back end, a little bit, well, it's actually considerably more bitter than most Märzens. And I'm still getting that slightly American, like yeast, and not yeast, hoppy character. A little bit citrusy, got these slight tropical fruits in there. But then it's like mixed in nicely with these like sort of like prunes and dates and that sort of thing that's slightly sweet, a little bit tart as well. Then that hot bitterness comes through really nicely on the back end. Lovely higher medium body. It's got a little bit more of a like a body compared to most fest beer Märzen style beers. But you can still identify what it is, which I love. I love that. I love it when you get these old styles and they have like done something a little bit different. I hate it when you get like a lager, a Helles, a Pilsner, all these really nice traditional easy drinking styles, and then the brewers just think, oh, do you know what, I'm going to double dry up it with Citra, make it not taste like what it should do. I hate it when people abuse hops in beer and just completely detract from the style. Just make a fucking IPA or a pale ale. Apologies about the bad language, but you know what? I was hoping to save some of this beer because I'm going to be making some sausage rolls, like, you know, sort of like deglaze the pan with my onions, pre-cook them, getting them nicely caramelized and get that lovely sweet Märzen character. But the hoppiness in this beer, it's like stopping me from doing that, and I just want to drink it. It's a lovely beer and a lovely twist on the style. I'm not sure if that's what they were attempting with this one. I don't even know if they've used the American hops that I am picking up, but it's definitely the most unique tasting Märzen style beer or Fest beer in general that I've tried, and especially coming from Germany. Lovely, lovely stuff. Let's see what happens when I swirl the rest of the bottle in and see if it changes the appearance or anything like that. It looks maybe just a slight bit more opaque, but not changed too much. Can't really see. There might be a couple of particulates in there, little bits and bobs, but one last taste, I'm going to close this video off. Yeah, it's exactly what I was saying before. Was this like lovely nutty woodiness coming through now as well. Yeah, it's got this real nice freshness, it's got this nice vibrancy, but it's got this like traditional, like warming, comfortable Märzen style presence to it as well. And yeah, that is a big surprise for me. I was expecting a high quality Fest beer, but what I've got is the Fest beer turned on its side, but not completely destroyed, and I can't pick any faults with it. There's nothing about this beer that I would tweak or change or differ in any way. And, you know, I'm quite stubborn sometimes when it comes to traditional styles that have been modernised. But this is, if you think styles like the Fest beer are a dull style, give this one a go and you can see what you can do without completely making it unrecognisable. And I really, really appreciate that about this beer. And it's probably the best Hofmark beer that I've had thus far. And I picked up for like 60 cents. That is insane to me. This high quality beer, you know, have a couple of these in the sunshine, have them with a barbecue, that sort of thing. Perfect stuff. 10 out of 10 all day for me, that one, guys. And if you have tried it, let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you know a little bit more about the beer and the hop build and the recipe, and I've gone completely off kilter, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, what are some of your favourite Fest beers? Have you tried any beers from Hofmark? Are they available outside the UK, Germany? I'd imagine so, since there's English language on the bottles. And yeah, check out my Fest beer playlist down below. Check out Hofmark, and if anybody else has reviewed this one, their links are included in the description box also. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'm off to make some sausage rolls. Cheers. Can't believe I didn't press that properly.